Houses break, cars break, people break. And when they break, sometimes I wanted something for like years. And every time I put it up next to something else, I'm like, actually, I don't want it that bad. Do you deal with money? I'll bet you said yes. It's like asking if you're human. You deal with money. Do you have money issues? Probably. We all do. Do you have money problems? Yeah, sometimes. Does money ever feel super, super tight? Or do you ever feel like you have so many unexpected expenses that you'll never catch up? Do you ever feel like you tell yourself no all the time? Or your spouse or your kids? You're always saying, no, we can't afford that. No, we can't afford that. No, we can't afford this. Is that frustrating you? I'll bet it's frustrating. It's hard. Money is a big issue. Money is something we deal with every single day. I've learned 3 tips that have helped our family deal with money in the best ways that I could find. So, tip number 1, expect the unexpected. The unexpected happens all the time. We should come to expect it. Houses break, cars break, people break. And when they break, it's going to cost money. It just is. And the only thing unexpected about that is that we don't know who's going to break or when they're going to break. We don't know if it's going to be the house or the car or a kid or ourselves. But it's going to happen. It happens all the time. We just don't know when and we don't know who. But we know that it will happen. So save for that time when it happens. Expect the unexpected. Tip number 2, pretend you make less than you do. I am not a money person. Well, okay, I'm a money person. I'm not a numbers person. Numbers, my eyes glaze over. Like, my husband gets out his spreadsheet and all the numbers, and I'm like, this is not my language. Fun is my language, and imagination is my language. So the way I do it, when he gets out his spreadsheet, he does his thing, and that's awesome. And some people do that, and if you do that, you go for it. But for some of us, numbers are like another language, and we don't understand, and it just really doesn't click. But I can say, we make this much money. I'm going to pretend we make this much money. So when I go to the store and I go shopping for our family, I spend this much. I pretend this is how much money we make. And that way, we have this gap right here of all this other money for the unexpected. The expectedly unexpected. You know what? Sometimes the unexpected things are fun things that we get to do because we pretended we made this much when we actually made this much. So I'm going to tell a story. My sister calls me up and she says, hey, I want to go on a cruise to Mexico. And I'm like, sounds so fun. I want to do that. And she's like, you should come. And I'm like, what? I don't know if we can afford it because I've been pretending for so long that we made this much money that I was like, I don't know if we can afford it. But I'm going to find out because that sounds super fun. And because I had been pretending we made this much money, we had some wiggle room and we could afford the cruise. And it was so fun. It was so fun. And we loved it and it was amazing. So awesome. Pretending can be so cool. And adults can do it too. Okay? I have another story. It was December. And if we have a large family, December is expensive because we save all of our wants for Christmas. So I do lots of shopping, spend lots of money. We save money for December every year so we can do Christmas shopping and have fun Christmas presents and we just like doing it all at once. It's just super fun. So Christmas is expensive and we had budgeted for that. But Something else happened in December. Our water heater broke. Yeah, that's thousands of dollars. And then something else happened. You guys, this is a true story. Okay, I spent $1 million kajillion dollars on Christmas. Totally, I'm not a numbers person, so that could be inaccurate. Don't quote me. And then we spent thousands of dollars on our water heater. And then guess what else happened? Our van broke. And that was like, I think that was about 2,000. I think I kind of remember that number. That's a lot of money for 1 month. That's a lot of money for 1 month. But it wasn't a big deal. You know why? Because we've learned to expect the unexpected. We knew it was going to happen some point. We own cars. Cars break. We own a house. Things in the house break. It wasn't unexpected. And so it didn't ruin our Christmas. It didn't ruin our month. It didn't ruin our lives. We didn't walk around saying, woe's me, because we expected the unexpected and we planned for it. Because the unexpected is not so unexpected. And I'd been pretending that we made this much money when we actually made this much. Okay? Tip number 3, compare. When you compare one want or need to a different want or need, you don't have to say no all the time. You don't have to say no. You just ask yourself, yes here or yes here. One of them's no, one of them's yes, and that's okay. It's okay to delay something because maybe this will be yes next time, and this is yes now. So we have a yes and a no when you compare two things you want. So I'll give an example. Let's say that I want a new purse and I also want a new hairdryer. If I know that I can have one and I get a yes, then I'm not so sad when I have to tell myself no about the other thing, because its time will come and I can wait, and that's fine. Okay? So I think, okay, if I have two things that I want, then I can say yes to one and no to one, and it doesn't hurt so bad to say no because you're saying yes and no. Okay? It balances out. And then you know that the time will come when that comes up. And you know what? Sometimes I wanted something for like years. And every time I put it up next to something else, I'm like, actually, I don't want it that bad. I must not want it that bad. Because when I put it up to something else that I wanted the other things more. So when we compare, we get to say yes more often. And I do this with my kids too, and we do this in our home as well. When we need to choose, when we have money, we get to say yes. But we say no a lot too. But if we can even them out and just compare, that helps us understand the no and accept the no, because we know in the future it can be a yes. Okay? So those are my 3 tips for dealing with money, because it's a part of our lives every day. And you can have financial peace. You can have peace if you adhere to these 3 steps. Expect the unexpected. Pretend you make less than you do. And compare things that you want or need to each other so you're not saying no all the time. You get to say yes sometimes. To pick one of these steps, or all 3, and use them in your life. I think they can be helpful for you. And I'd love to hear any steps that you use in your family. Let me know.